Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll continue with chapter 6, Geography, Major Landforms of the Earth. Okay. So we already discussed about plains. There are three types of plains: alluvial plain, then you have coastal plain, then you have delta plain. So alluvial plains are the plain which are made from the sediments brought from the mountain. So if this is the mountain, this is the river. So the sediments brought by the rivers and they deposited here. So here the alluvial plains are made. Okay, now when this river go and they meet the sea. This is sea or ocean. Okay, so here it will form delta, right? It will form delta like this, right? So whatever plains are here, this side on the delta, these are called delta plain, right? And one more, coastal plains are there. These coastal plains are not on river banks. These are on river banks, but the coastal plains are not on the river banks. They are basically on the seashore or ocean. Okay, seashore or ocean, back side edge of the ocean. This is the ocean. Suppose this is the ocean, this side. Okay, and this is the land. So here it will be the, if this is a plain land, so this will be the coastal plain. So always remember the coastal plains are on the edge of ocean or seashore. It is not on the river bank. Okay, and when it is most time it is surrounded by mountains. So we have the example of coastal plains in India. We have eastern coastal plain and western coastal plain. So in that, if you see, this is India. We have here Western Ghat mountain range. We have Western Ghat mountain range, Eastern Ghat mountain range. Understood? So this area is the plain area. This area is plain area, coastal plain. These are coastal plains. These are coastal plains. This is western coastal plain and this is eastern coastal plain. Now one more thing. Here we have ocean. It is on the ocean. Here we have Indian Ocean, large water bodies. Then here you have Bay of Bengal, right? So like this, it is on the large water bodies. It is not on the river side, river bank. It is near to, it is on the edge of ocean or sea. So this is coastal plains. Understood? I hope you all can differentiate between these three plains. Right? So plains are very fertile. They are very fertile. It is very easy to make transport system on plains. It is very easy to build homes on the plain. It is very easy to grow crops, various crops on the plain because that is very fertile. And also you will get water for irrigation because mostly it is near the water body. So you will get the water for irrigation also. Right? So like this, if you see, these plains are very much useful to the people. Okay? But there are some plains which are very dry or they are very wet. They are having extreme climate where people cannot go and settle down. Like you have Thar desert, right? Like you have desert areas. So those are also plains, but they have extreme type of climate. Atacama desert. So they are also plain areas, but they are not suitable for the people because they they don't have the suitable climate for the people to live. Right? Understood everyone? If you have any question from plane, you may ask. Now next is plateaus. So there are three types of plateaus also. There are three types of plateaus also. We have already discussed that plateaus are the highlands. They are elevated areas with flat top. Yes, those are plateaus. They are also called highlands. They are also called tablelands because they resemble the table. Right? So they also are of three types. First is mountain plateau. Then you have Piedmont plateau. Then you have continental plateau. So you have three types of plateau. Intermountain plateau. Then you have Piedmont plateau. They have continental plateau. There are three types of plateau. Now what is the difference in these three plateaus? Now if you see intermountain plateaus, they are mostly, that means completely or partially. It can be partially or it can be completely. They are surrounded by mountain range. They are surrounded by mountain ranges. Okay. Everyone knows what is mountain range. Mountain range means when mountains are they are in line, there is a chain of mountain, that is mountain range. Right? So intermountain plateau is basically surrounded by mountain range. Understood? And these intermountain plateaus are the highest and largest plateau on the earth. They are the highest and largest plateau on the earth. Highest and largest plateau on the earth. Do you know the example of intermountain plateau? So the example of intermountain plateau is the Tibetan plateau. The Tibetan plateau. As we told, this is the highest and largest plateau of the earth. So the Tibetan plateau is the highest and it is the highest plateau of the world, and it has the height of 4,000 to 6,000 meters from the mean sea level. I already told whatever whatever height is measured, that height is measured from mean sea level. Right? So from mean sea level, Tibetan plateau is 4,000 to 6,000 meters high, and it is the highest plateau of the world. Understood? And because of that, it has one more name. It is also called roof of the world. It is also called roof of the world. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of roof? What is the meaning of roof? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of roof? Do you people know what is the meaning of roof? Saurabh Yadav has given answer. Chhat. That is roof. Okay. So it is also called roof of the world. If you would be standing in your home. So when I am inside a room, what is the highest thing I what is foothill zone? If these are the mountains, this is considered as head. This is considered as head. You have your head here, foot down. The same way, if these are the mountains, this will be considered as head. That means peak will be considered as head. Choti will be considered as head, and this down one will be considered as foot of the mountains. Right? The downwards it will be foot. So these 5-cone plateaus are basically on the foothill of the huge mountains. Understood? जो बड़े-बड़े mountains होते हैं उनके foot के पास. That means down bottom of the mountain you will find the plateaus. Like you have these mountains like this. So here you can find the plateau. This is the foothill. Understood? So like this, at the bottom of the mountains you will find the 5-cone plateaus. Okay. Now you have continental plateaus. So for 5-cone plateaus you have Colorado Plateau. Example of 5-cone plateau, Colorado Plateau. It is in North America. And then you have North America, and then you have Patagonia Plateau. This Patagonia Plateau is in South America. Okay, so these are the examples of five-cone plateau. So 5-cone plateaus are basically in the foothill zone of huge mountain, and examples are Colorado Plateau in North America, Patagonia Plateau in South America. Next is continental plateau. Till here, anyone, any question? If you have any question, please ask. Okay. Now this continental plateau, if you see, it is bordered all sides from. It is basically bordered all sides by plains or oceans. Plains or oceans. So, if you see, these two plateaus are near to mountain. Intermountain Plateau and Piedmont Plateau, these both develop near the mountain. But this continental plateau, they don't develop near the mountain. They are basically surrounded by plains and oceans. Understood? So they grow far away from the mountains. Like you have coastal plains, the two delta and alluvial plains grow on the river bank, but coastal plains grow on the ocean edge or the seashore. The same way, intermountain plateau and Piedmont Plateau, they grow near to the mountain, but continental plateau, they do not grow near to the mountain. In fact, they grow far from the mountain. They are basically surrounded by plains and oceans. Understood? Now for this we have example, the Deccan Plateau in India. Then you have Chotanagpur Plateau, that is also in India. Then you have Western Plateau in Australia. Western Plateau and also. So these are some examples of continental plateau. Now, like plains and mountains, plateaus are also having their own significance. That means importance. Understood? Next is, what are the advantages of plateau? So if you see, these plateaus are rich in minerals. They are very rich in minerals. What minerals? They are very rich in minerals. Mineral means iron and other minerals. So if you see the Chotanagpur plateau which we have in India, that is very rich in iron ore. So mining is being done in that plateau. Understood? So they are very rich in minerals. So they are mostly the mining areas of the world. Mining is being done there to extract the minerals. Okay. Also, they are huge source of gold and diamond. They are huge source of gold and diamond. Okay. In Deccan Plateau, we have the gold and diamond mines of India. Okay. Also, these Deccan Plateaus are basically formed by the volcanic activities. These plateaus are basically formed with the volcanic activities. So they are rich in black soil. They are rich in black soil. And if you know, this black soil is suitable for cotton cultivation. Now, when you will read the history ahead, now we are reading geography. But when you will read history in class 7, you will be able to relate that at one time what happened. Our country was doing very good in textile, in trade of textile. Textile trade means clothes. They used to prepare very attractive cotton clothes. Those attractive cotton clothes were that used to be okay. So the clothes, the people used to make such a beautiful, attractive clothes that they were having. The Europeans were having demand of our clothes. The European people used to wear the clothes which was made in India. Understood? So like that, and for that only, for our textile and spices only, these Europeans came to our country. Understood? So now we are reading history, geography, but these things you will relate in history when you will read history. Okay? So the plateaus are rich in minerals. They are rich in gold and diamond. Now they are developed through these volcanic activities. So they have black soil. So these black soil are very good for the cultivation of cotton, and thus we have cotton cultivation in India. Also, when these rivers, suppose this is plateau, when the river is flowing like this, it will come and flow like this. So what will it become? It will make waterfall. Anyone have ever seen waterfall? So these plateaus also make waterfall. When these rivers flow from high to down, they form waterfalls. And the hydroelectricity is produced by falling of water. You have Hundru waterfall. It is in Ranchi. Hundru waterfall. Then you have Jog Fall in Karnataka. Jog Fall. Anyone remember anything about Jog Fall? Shimoga district. I have taught you in GK. Jog Fall, Shimoga district. There were 4 waterfalls, Raja, Rani, and 2 more. I don't remember that. Raja, Rani, I don't know, 2 more were there. So 4 waterfalls were there, and they all together make Jog Fall in Karnataka, Shimoga district. Okay, anyone remembers, I think. And it was on Shravati river. This was on Shravati river. We have already read. Shravati river. See, someone told me, Prince, rocket and road. I don't remember if it is true. Because I only remember Raja and Rani. But I know there were 4 waterfalls. Now, Jog Fall was on Shravati river. And it is on Shravati river, and it is in Karnataka in Shimoga district, and Hundru is in Swarnarekha Nadi, that is in Chota Nagpur plateau. This is in Deccan plateau, and this is in Chota Nagpur plateau. Okay. And these two, why I am telling about these 2 waterfalls? Because these 2 waterfalls generate hydroelectricity. Okay. Also, as we know, mountains, rivers, these are the tourist places. The people always like to see. The people always like to see the natural beauty, and thus they go to the hill stations, mountain areas for tour. So, like that, if you see, these plateaus are also the tourist place. For tourism also, these places are there because waterfall is there. So people go and watch waterfall. Right? It makes the place very beautiful. Also, these places are rich in, as I told, they are rich in minerals like coal, magnesium, okay, limestone, iron. So, like this, they are rich in minerals. Any question, anyone till now? Now, if you see, till now we have talked about the benefits of the plateau. But there are also some limitations of the plateau, like mountain and plain. They have some limitations also. The same way, when we talk about the limitations of the plateau, some of the plateaus are composed of hard rocks, very hard rocks. So if they are composed of hard rocks, it is not favorable for the settlement of people. People cannot go and settle there. Why? Because how will they do the cultivation and all, farming, and how they will live there? Right? If it is rock, it is very difficult to live on rock, no? Nothing will grow. Right? To make home also you have to do a lot of struggle. Right? So that is not good for, favorable for human settlement. Now also there are some farming activities activities which is done on plateau that depend on rain. Mostly they depend on rain. And if there is lack of rainfall, they will be not suitable for human settlement. There are some plateaus where less rainfall is there. So if there is no rainfall, less rainfall, how you will grow the crops? So in that scenario also, some plateaus are not suitable for human settlement. But still you can see it is very beneficial and it is also populated area. Okay. How the minerals are formed, that is not our topic now. But still, if you remember the EVS chapter of class 5, you would be knowing how coal is formed. I have only taught you. That is not the part of our chapter now. And you must be knowing how coal is formed, how petroleum is formed. That I have only taught you in EVS. So something you need to also recall. How coal and petroleum is formed. Anyone remember? Varsha, if you know how coal and petroleum is formed, that is the mineral we are talking about. That is the mineral we are talking about. Coal, gold, diamond, they all form like that only. The trees and animals, they are buried under the earth for several millions of years. And because of absence of oxygen and extreme heat, they change into minerals. Yes, that is the answer. So if you see these stable lands, the layer is coming and like this they have raised, no? It is not all of a sudden they have raised. They have raised in millions of years. So they have the things inside them, right? Things are buried inside them. Then only the thing it is raising, no? So that is the answer. Sometimes you need to recall some topics. Yes? So any question, anyone till now? Tomorrow we'll finish this. Complete this. We'll move towards the new chapter. Okay, thank you everyone for today.